Good to have you back.
Great to be back. It's been a long time.
You haven't been in this building in years.
I think 9 years.
Yeah.
We were talking about a lot of the same faces. It's great.
Yeah, that's what I love about, one of the things I love about the show is the strong alumni network.
It really is incredible when you think about, all the people that we were with. We had a little bit of crossovers. So right when I was leaving, you came in, Roy came in.
Yeah.
Klepper had been there for a bit.
Klepper had been in for a bit.
Desi was coming in.
Yeah.
But then, it was. It's a strong group.
Yeah, when I came in, you gave me tons of great advice, man. And look, and then I hosted the show.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. So thanks a lot. This guy gave me like tons of you told me all the secret hiding places in the building. You literally were like, this is where you go when you need to practice your script before
in the
show.
back,
Yeah,
totally.
go in the back.
We'd run it. I was just back there.
And you sent me this chain letter of Correspondent chain letter.
So I had done a TV show, a sitcom with Rob Riggle.
Yes.
And then asked him for advice, and Rob was so great.
And Rob, who was also a former correspondent,
and he dug up Colbert's notes on field pieces and sent me this great text, and then I passed it on to you and Roy and Desi, and then you passed it on to the new people, but it's this thing that gets passed on.
Yeah.
I shared it with Costa not knowing that you had already shared it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, this chain letter that if you don't pass on now, you get cursed to death. Yeah. It's like a presidential thing with just tips for correspondence.
Well, I'll never forget, John Oliver, first day, grabs me and said, because when you do these field pieces, he said, you need to live in the edit. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you realize where you're going to cut and what you need to say. But one of the most important things I learned was never to let one of the producers drive.
You mean drive the car?
Drive the rental car. These guys all live in Manhattan. They don't have cars. So you're doing like a 9-point turn in an intersection. You're like, what are you doing?
Right. In like Kansas or something.
We're gonna get shot.
Yeah. Into people's driveways, And that's the thing, it's all these very specific tips that no one else understands because it's this Daily Show correspondent thing. And now you're on Lopez versus Lopez. Yeah. Okay, can you tell us about that show?
I mean, it's a multicam on NBC. It's on Friday nights at 8:30. I play Stoner Friend, and I had no idea that was a dream of mine, but it's pretty awesome because I'm a method actor. And,
and you...
No, it really is. It allows me to do all the other things that I do. I have a business. I write a lot, so you're kind of done by noon.
Oh, you mean being on the show?
Being on a multicam is the greatest gig of all time.
Okay.
And I'm working with George Lopez, which is very cool. And if you haven't watched the show, there's a lot of real life trauma that he and his daughter are working out. So it's a very unique show in that you see things happening even in rehearsals where you're like, oh, this is very real. And this is very emotional, and they're going through some stuff while they're making this thing. So it really is incredible.
Wait. Okay. So him and his daughter actually having...
Oh, he left her. They got divorced. The mom and, got divorced from George. And he took off and came back, and that's the premise of our show.
Right.
But that's real life.
So the show is literally live therapy.
Pretty much. No, it really is, and with a ton of jokes, and it's very funny. It's like iconic comedy.
It's a multi-cam sitcom, but it's still a real...
They're dealing with some heavy stuff.
Damn. And I mean, did you know George Lopez before you got on the show?
I had a Mean Joe Green moment with him. That's an old reference for a lot of people.
Yeah, no one gets that
one. But he had his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. I knew friends of friends that were going. And I was the only young Latino stand-up comedian there, and he was doing a shot with all his buddies, and he gave me one of these. Like, I see you over there.
Oh, he gave you
that, and I was like, oh, cool. And now I'm on the show. Now we're driving around in a golf cart, hanging out. So it's fun.
And he's like a not just a Latino comedy legend. He's like a comedy legend.
He's one of the comedy legends. He's he's selling out massive theaters.
Yeah. Yeah, how is he on set? Is he cool?
He's super cool. Now you're working with this icon, you know. So he's like, "Hey, do it like this," and you're like, "Okay." Guy who's shot a tremendous amount of these shows. Yeah, I'll do it like that.
Right. And I mean, the other thing is that you.
And plus, I'm a stoner friend.
Right. Right.
I don't care how you want me to do it. I'll do it.
Yeah. All your weed becomes tax deductible at this point because it's for work. Yeah. There you go.
That is smart. My business manager is watching.
Yeah, tax deduct your weed on this. Yeah. And also, you're living in Los Angeles. You moved to Los Angeles.
Correct. Yeah, from San Francisco. Yeah. I moved in. You're raised to hate Los Angeles if you live in San Francisco.
If you hate LA, it's probably there's some good news for you, I guess.
I mean, some people are happy about it. That's what I want to talk about. It's terrible.
No, I mean, I don't. I think it's terrible. I'm saying if you hate. Anyway, so is it okay? Is everything okay now?
I live in Pasadena, which is very adjacent to Altadena, and a lot of Pasadena burnt down, so it's very scary. Air quality is horrible. Yeah. They definitely need help still. So many people have been displaced. I know that we're watching this shot of Malibu and into the Palisades, and you assume they're all $15, $20 million homes. And there's just a lot of regular people who had all of their money in these houses. And it's this country's largest fire. It burned for 7 days and is still burning. There's a new fire that just started up. So this isn't stopping anytime soon. And it's upsetting.
Historically bad. It's the worst fire in...
But the point I wanted to make is I love LA. Moving down there, every single type of person lives in Los Angeles. It really is incredible. Like no matter who you are, I guarantee you could find that community in LA. Our population is comparable to the entire state of Georgia. Right. So it's a really big city with a lot of different folks. So yes, I hate the Bieber smoothie drinking, Ugg boot wearing, superficial influencer that you imagine we all are, but
there's real people there.
There's a lot of great real people.
Well, is it gonna, in your assessment? I mean, I guess, is it gonna come back? You live there.
I mean, think about it. How can it not in a way where it's like been developed by like this large corporation? Because you can't have, with as many homes as burnt down, how could you have 500 different contractors building these things? Where are you going to get the supplies from?
Sure.
In the Napa fires in Northern California, they're just getting checks. They're just getting that resolved. And so it's pretty upsetting. It's going to be a long road back. And your mortgage doesn't go away. You have to still keep paying your mortgage on your burnt lot or the bank takes it. So it's...
So no, it's not coming back.
It's going to take a long, long time, and hopefully the resources are there to...
Well, you're in LA, and you told me before you came on the show that you could feel people kind of mobilizing to do it.
That part has been absolutely incredible. The community has come together like I've never seen it. It's just somehow packing go bags really puts a lot in perspective.
Right. So. Would you... No, that's good news. But would you have thought that before you saw it happen? Would you ever have thought that LA could come together and cooperate?
Well, it's really interesting. Level? It's like, LA just really, everyone stays in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
And so, you don't see many people, working together like this. And it's upsetting that it took a tragedy, but it really is unbelievable watching everybody come. I had a buddy in Vegas who owns a car dealership. He dropped off 5 huge pallets of water because the air is bad, the water is bad. Do you think about all of the things that have melted and are now in the atmosphere and are now in the drinking water? They're telling us not to bathe in it for any extended period of time. You can't walk outside without a mask. Right. Ash is on top of my house like you'd see sand on a windshield at the beach. God. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things, I mean, not being from America, for me, like sometimes I'm like, it's because there's so much resources here to help people, and there's the will, there's good people on the ground in Los Angeles who live there, face to face. But it feels like it's hard to coordinate everybody because no one trusts the government response, and so you have this very inefficient kind of,
I will tell you this. I think 50% of my block probably votes Republican. those people would run down to my house in a heartbeat. If
because you also vote Republican.
Because I also.
Shut up! Listen, so you've been volunteering with the Pasadena Jobs Center, Community
the
Job Center?
Pasadena Community Job Center is amazing. They had 1,000 volunteers on the weekend.
This is for the LA fires?
Yes, for the LA fires. So Pasadena Community Job Center, can't say enough great things about it. Water, food. So many people have been displaced. And I mean, even I was on a brush cleanup crew. So there's ash everywhere. That's me. Yeah. Jay Hernandez, Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Me.
When you show up, do you go, I'm on TV, I shouldn't be doing this? No?
Yeah. Even with a mask off, people are like, you're on TV?
But it's also Los Angeles. It's like, yeah, everyone's on TV. Everyone's on TV. So everyone's going to come and help out. All right, man. Al, it's so good to see you, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for giving me all the advice you did when you came on. You were super encouraging when you came on the show. I really appreciate it. I couldn't have done it without you. Lopez versus Lopez. That's Friday on NBC. It's available to stream on Peacock. Al Madrigal, everybody.